Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Obsessive Gardener. Today I'm gonna revisit a pepper I almost let slip through my fingers. I kind of wasn't really in a rush to try it either because last year it absolutely destroyed me. Woo! Oh!
Sorry.
Oh! And that pepper is a chocolate Moruga crossed with a yellow reaper. This is the F3. I did the F2 last year, saved seeds from one pod. From those few seeds I had, I grew 2 plants this year. One's not doing very well. One I grew in a 5-gallon bucket and it did pretty good. I could probably, it didn't get huge, but I probably harvested 30 peppers off of it or something like that. So it did all right, you know. Yeah, so anyways, they're kind of like, I know the lighting isn't very good in here right now. They're not really a chocolate pot color. It's more of a rusty, or some people say caramel, rusty or caramel colored. If I had a chocolate pod to compare it to, you'd see right up next to it. Huge difference. Chocolate pod is much darker than this. This is closer. This color, if you put a red pod up to it, is closer to red than it is chocolate. I was looking at it earlier. I put a red pod, I put a red reaper right next to it, and then I also put it next to another chocolate pod. And yeah, it was closer to red than it was to chocolate. This one kind of has like the tail a little bit. So this is a good one to save seeds from. So anyways, last year I tried this and it tore me up. I had a little tiny one that I tried out for the video, and I got into a pretty big argument with a seagull.
What are you looking at, Seagull?
While my mouth was on fire, and yeah, it was really hot, and I had calf cramps so bad I almost asked my wife to take me to the hospital because it was the worst I've ever felt, and still to this day the worst I ever felt. These are really, really hot. So anyways, whoever made this cross is unknown. It's still unknown who made this cross. I've never seen anywhere on the web, anywhere on YouTube, anyone mention it. I've Googled it a bunch of times. It's a chocolate Moruga times yellow reaper. So I got F2 seeds from Batman before the 2020 season, and before I tried it out, I sent him a message and asked him if he knew who was responsible for the cross, and he couldn't remember, and he had no idea where he got the seeds from. So it's just kind of a mystery. But anyways, we'll try it out again. So this is the F3, so the seeds will be F4. I'm going to keep this puppy going. I'd show you the plant, but I harvested all the peppers off of it, so it's really not much to look at. All right, so the inside's pretty filled with placenta. Smells kind of sweet, kind of floral. Last year, I remember, I don't know if I rated the flavor or not, but it kind of like the Primo Tally I just did review. It's like I didn't get flavor, I just got hot.
Not a whole lot of fruitiness or sweetness, just the hot flavor.
It just tasted hot. Anyways, here we go. I'll show you the inside real quick. So yeah, it's pretty filled with placenta. The other side looks the same, so it's not all on one side. It's all the way through this thing. It's just placenta everywhere. So I'm definitely not gonna eat a whole pod like I did last year. It was small, so I thought I could eat the whole thing, and not a good idea. And I also did it on an empty stomach. Terrible idea. So I'm just gonna have a little piece off the bottom. And the thickness on the wall on these is almost like a medium thickness. Yeah, I'd say it's medium. So which means it's gonna be really juicy. Yeah, the flavor is very, it's not that great. It tastes like just floral pretty much, if you ask me. There's not a whole lot of depth to it, just kind of like floral, and I mean, it's juicy and all that. And I was hoping to get some of that flavor that I smelled coming off of it. But I'm gonna try a little bit more. I'm gonna use the same pepper, just go up a little bit higher. Get some of these seeds out of the way. Oh wow, I'm gonna regret this. It is so oily. Ooh. Ooh, it's still building. Ooh. So easy 8 for heat. Ooh. When you start going up into the stick placenta, it starts getting really hot. Ooh. A lot of saliva. It's really hot. I'm not hitting like panic mode or anything, but it's pretty hot. Ooh. Give me the chills. That's kind of like a new thing I've been noticing lately, is like sometimes really hot peppers, they'll give me the chills. It's weird. So yeah, it definitely does a number on your stomach too. So make sure you eat something like this. You have something in your stomach. You know, it's not a very good tasting pepper, especially up front, but it kind of leaves a good taste in your mouth. Yeah, it's really hot. And it does a kind of a full mouth burn. It's all over my tongue, you know, roof of my mouth, back of my throat. It's making me sweat. But it's a good pepper. I mean, I don't know, like I said, at least a good taste in your mouth. It's kind of weird. Ooh. I'm kind of having like a sense of euphoria. I just feel like really chill right now. Feel like I ran like 5 miles and I've caught my breath, you know, and I'm just kind of kicking it. So, yeah. Maybe that's why I'm having such good feelings about this pepper. But the heat, it's definitely why I'm talking a whole bunch too. Heat is definitely an 8. No doubt about it. Flavor, I'm going to say 4. I would go less than that if it was just off the flavor you get right up front. But after you eat it, the flavor's not that great. The heat hits, you deal with the heat for a little while, the heat kind of resides and goes away, and then you're kind of left with the after taste in your mouth. And not all peppers do that that I've tried. Some peppers do that, a lot of peppers don't. You don't taste anything later. But this one definitely leaves a taste in your mouth. And it's pretty good. I don't know. It's kind of subtle, but it's nice. Anyways, this was the chocolate Moruga scorpion crossed with the yellow reaper, and this is the F3. So these seeds will be F4. Hopefully I'll be growing the F4 next year. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Obsessive Gardener out.
God, please help me. It won't stop burning. My head feels like, ooh, my hands are tingling.